If you ever think you can cop an attitude like that with me, best believe you're gonna catch one to the side of your fucking head.
He was the most aggressive chef to have appeared on Hell's Kitchen, yet he was surprisingly very skilled and almost won the season.
Your best service yet. In fact, the best service in the blue team yet.
Until you won't believe what happened.
Sick of losing? I'm just gonna start screaming at people. I'm gonna yell what the fuck I want.
During the signature dish challenge, Russell kicked things off for the blue team by stepping up to have his dish judged against Emily's. He strutted up with all the confidence of a guy who thinks he's got a Michelin star in his back pocket.
Bring the technical aspect, and I don't want to sound overconfident, but I have a great chance to win.
The way he hyped himself up, you'd think he was about to redefine fine dining. Russell served up a grilled calamari steak with salsa verde, clearly betting that simplicity done right would steal the show. Now, Chef Ramsay had his reservations.
The calamari, is it normally that pink in terms of undercooked?
But credit where it's due, the dish managed to impress enough for its overall execution.
Calamari slightly dense. Could do with a 30-second more cooking. In terms of delivery, it hits the mark.
Russell ended up tying the round with Emily, which probably bruised his ego a little. For a guy so sure of his greatness, sharing the spotlight wasn't exactly his dream scenario. Now, I knew he was not leadership material in the very first episode. It requires the ability to inspire, encourage, and occasionally let someone else shine. And that's precisely where Russell fell flat. He wasn't just incapable of lifting his team up, he actively pulled them down.
And Raj are working together. It's like watching two idiots do a Rubik's Cube. There's no chance on earth they're gonna get it right.
He practically made a sport out of belittling them. In the ravioli challenge, Russell stepped up as the third contender for the blue team, going head-to-head with Nona.
Seasoned beautifully.
And Russell scores for the blue team.
Gentlemen, 2-2. Well done.
Thanks to performances like his, the blue team clinched the challenge with a narrow 4-3 victory. During the Italian night dinner service, Russell found himself on the appetizer station, determined to show Chef Ramsay he had what it took to shine. And credit where it's due, he did manage to kick things off on a high note, giving the blue team a rare moment of competence.
Shit out so we can just get the momentum going.
Appetizers, yes. Let's go, pick up.
But as usual, it didn't last long. Russell's patience ran thin when Lewis failed to grill a piece of salmon properly.
Can anyone cook salmon on there?
Louis is a camp cook, which means he grills, and he can't grill a piece of salmon.
You could almost see the frustration bubbling over. When Louis and Boris were inevitably booted from the kitchen, Russell tried to rally what was left of his team with a quick pep talk.
Go guys, let's work together, we're gonna fucking do this, and then we don't have anybody to fucking worry about. Let's go!
Things went from bad to worse when the red team was sent to the blue kitchen to help out. Russell was not a fan of this arrangement and didn't hold back, going so far as to say,
Slapping a bitch when the girls got sent over. We got really dead weight, and I don't need them girls in my kitchen.
yeah, he was a piece of shit. Both teams started fumbling orders, and the chaos reached its peak when Russell claimed he'd sent polenta to the pass, even though see for yourselves. Yeah, it clearly wasn't there, Chef Ramsay wasn't buying it, and had enough of the circus, kicking both teams out of the kitchen entirely. In the prom planning challenge, things got heated when Russell clashed with Boris. The latter complained that the team didn't let him contribute anything to their dishes, which led to a full-blown argument.
Chef, I didn't do a dish either, but I'm damn proud of everything we did, and I'm not gonna squirt out like a little fucking worm.
Yeah, he was just crass. Trev of all people stepped in to play peacemaker, but the tension between Russell and Boris was pretty clear.
I said I'm proud. I said I stand behind you 100%.
You did
Chef
not,
asked
dude.
me a question.
That's it.
In the end, none of it really mattered because the blue team flopped hard, losing the challenge 0-3. Their punishment? Playing decorators for the dining room with the added joy of being micromanaged by the prom committee. It didn't take long for Russell's patience to run out. The prom committee's detailed instructions quickly got on his nerves, and he didn't bother hiding his frustration.
See, this teamwork is exactly what helps in the kitchen, right? Like teamwork in the kitchen.
Don't talk about the kitchen, because you guys don't know shit about the kitchen.
How about you not give us attitude?
At first, it was just snapping at them, but things escalated when he started throwing around some choice words.
I'm not doing this for my 15 minutes of fame. I'm doing this for a fucking career, so step off.
Wait, watch your language.
Watch my language. I'm a grown-ass man.
Yeah, you were a grown-ass man beefing with teenagers. Like, bro, they are your customers, and flipping on them is proof enough that he could not be Chef Ramsay's head chef. Anyway, this earned him a sharp warning from James, who told him to cut the attitude and show some respect.
Hey guys, come on. These are clients of Hell's Kitchen. Stop being disrespectful.
The HK community has rightly christened him as Russhole. High schoolers can be pretty annoying, but hey, nothing justifies a grown-ass man bullying them just because he was in a bad mood about losing the prom planning challenge. It's important to remember that while their constant instructions may have been irritating, threats aren't an appropriate response at all. Also, in their defense, he did a pretty bad job at decorating. Anyway, his service performance was really good. During the prom night dinner service, Russell found himself himself on the meat station, where timing was everything. He had to hold off on slicing his meat while waiting for Boris to get his halibut sorted, which probably tested his patience.
Just start firing like a gangbang at crab cakes. And it's like, dude, learn to count.
Potty mouth aside, instead of letting the delays derail him, Russell stepped up, becoming the most vocal member of the blue team, pushing his teammates to get entrees out on time.
Hey, move your ass, guys. Let's go. Fettuccine halibut, 5 fillets, 4 well done, 1.
His efforts didn't go unnoticed. Chef Ramsay gave him props.
Russell, yes, chef. That steak's cooked perfectly.
By the end of the night, the blue team snagged the win, and Russell earned extra praise from Chef Ramsay, who highlighted him as the standout performer with the best service of the team. During the salad challenge, Russell stepped up as the 4th competitor for the blue team, squaring off against Sabrina. His bruschetta and burrata salad received high praise for its lovely execution. This victory contributed to the blue team's overall success in the challenge, which ended in a tiebreaker win. Their reward? A relaxing day in Malibu, complete with lunch at the Getty Villa, a much-needed break from the chaos of the kitchen. At dinner service, Russell took charge of the appetizer station and got off to a solid start with a perfectly cooked risotto. However, Boris's delays with the shrimp tested his patience.
Done being nice. I'm gonna call everybody out from here on out because at the end of the day, I want to fucking win.
Russell decided it was time to openly call out Boris's lack of efficiency, essentially throwing him under the bus. Still, his sharp focus on Boris's work, offering both pointed criticism and reluctant assistance, helped keep the appetizers moving. At one point, he bluntly asked Boris if he needed help and told him to step up and own his role.
Fucking focus. No, you're not. Sorry, guys. Just quit saying you're sorry and just do it right.
For what it's worth, Boris is a huge success post his appearance on the show. He went on to become a sous chef at the Les Zoo restaurant in New York City. He then became an executive chef at the Loft Steakhouse in Brooklyn, which has excellent reviews. It's not surprising since the guy proved he cooked very well in challenges. He got frazzled during services and given the toxic environment aggressive bullying and yelling anyone could be.
Boris is a pig. He's a Russian fucking pig.
Circling back to Russ Hole, when it came time for the family night dinner service, he manned the fish station. At one point, Rob asked him to help with the macaroni and cheese, but Russell flatly refused.
Russell claims he was in the weeds and couldn't get to me. What did Russ do? A few chicken fingers or 2 burgers? Fuck that.
Despite the tension in the kitchen, both teams were named joint winners, scoring a 90% approval rating from the customers. However, the twist? They were still asked to nominate 2 people each for elimination. Russell wasn't nominated for elimination, but Rob wasn't about to let things slide. During the elimination, Rob threw Russell under the bus, complaining that he hadn't helped with the mac and cheese. But Russell wasn't having any of it.
Me fighting the whole night by myself on garnish.
God damn.
I understand. Listen, Russell, based on what I'm feeling, I felt a little slide could have been warranted here.
What do you think? Was Russell right to let Rob sink or swim on his own? Or was he just being a little too cold towards his teammate? Drop your thoughts in the comments. For me, I will quote what Chef Ramsay said to Season 15's winner, Ariel Malone, in one of the services. One of the signs of a good leader is helping out your weakest teammates. Enough said. Next, Russell's performance during the budget challenge. Classic micromanaging prick. He was on a mission to control every tiny detail, like some kind of culinary overlord. While his teammates were just trying to gather their ingredients, Russell had them practically on a leash, hovering over their every move.
Shopping together as a team is like shopping with 3 children.
Vinny, Mac, protein.
And, of course, when they dared to grumble about it, he didn't care. Naturally, Rob had had enough of the incessant oversight and didn't mince words, calling Russell a douchebag. And honestly, who could blame him? Russell's brand of leadership was more about bossing people around than actually leading. He faced off against Trev in the chicken round, preparing a chicken cacciatore with rustic potatoes. The chicken got praise for being juicy, but the potatoes were undercooked, which earned him a less than glowing review. He scored an average of $26. In the end, the blue team lost the challenge by $101 to $110, and as a punishment, they were stuck deep cleaning the dining room and fumigating both kitchens. Back in the dorms, Russell was fuming, especially taking a dig at Vinny for losing his round to Sabrina, saying,
Bitch is 22 years old.
Gosh, what a condescending jerk. During prep for the next service, Russell took it upon himself to micromanage his teammates' prep work again. He called Boris unfocused, but Boris didn't seem too impressed by Russell's leadership skills. Not exactly the motivational speech Boris was hoping for.
Boris, I think we should all worry about our stations and then we can start branching out.
Dude, you're trying to be the boss here. You're trying to play Big Willie, but it's not constructive.
I side with Boris here. Fast forward to the 100th Hell's Kitchen dinner service, and Russell was stationed on garnish. He didn't get much screen time, or wasn't much of a help, except name-calling his teammates when things weren't going smoothly.
Boris is a brain-dead dumb fuck.
He also ignored Rob when the guy asked him for timing details. Watch. Classic Russell. Always got something to say, but not much to communicate when it counts. And his excuse?
Rob, if you're that fat and you can't walk 5 steps up to the pass,
and see what you have on order. My mouth is closed.
During prep for the next dinner service, Russell vented about his dislike for Trev rejoining the blue team. He made it clear that he was willing to do whatever it took to sabotage Trev's position, essentially putting a target on his back.
So it's gonna get a little grimy, it's gonna get a little dirty. Let's just let the games begin.
When dinner service came around, Russell was stationed on the meat station.
Sometimes Russell can turn into a bossy little bitch. He gets loud when Chef Ramsay's on our side.
Yeah, he was just putting on a show for Chef Ramsay, and the moment the latter was not looking, Russell didn't help his team or communicate.
Then, like, it's crickets when he leaves. He shuts down, he shuts up, he doesn't help anybody, and he does his thing. Talk to me.
A pretentious opportunist. Now things hit a new low when he sent Raw Chicken to the pass, and Chef Ramsay didn't hesitate to kick him out. Russell, predictably, wasn't thrilled about being kicked out for one mistake, and he aired his grievances back in the dorms as if Chef Ramsay didn't have the right to hold him accountable.
I made one mistake the whole night, and I got sent out because I feel the wrath from all you guys.
Yeah, it was always somebody else's fault, right, Russhole? The blue team lost the service, and Trev was awarded the title of Best of the Worst. During the eliminations, Russell found himself as his second nominee for elimination, with Rob being the first. But unsurprisingly, Russell survived the chop. In a classic move, he accused Trev of throwing him under the bus. A bit of irony, no?
No, didn't throw you under the bus.
Just got dirty.
Did not throw you under the bus. It just got grimy, bro. You really fucked up tonight, Trevor. You put me up there, bro. I came out alive, and you are in so much trouble.
Trev was right in putting him up for his pink raw chicken. Who did he think he was going around threatening people like that? He was a whiny little bitch. His downfall wasn't just his lack of grace, it was his inability to face failure with even a shred of dignity. A true leader rises above. Russell, however, sank into the depths of his insecurities, becoming his own worst enemy. And here's him reacting to his loss in the 80 portions food truck challenge.
It's outside the box. You know, you guys want to go over there and eat some spaghetti and meatballs? Go ahead. That's not my shtick.
Back in the kitchen for dinner service, Russell was on the appetizer station with Nona. Even though he was reluctant, he helped Jillian out with fish, displaying a rare moment of teamwork. Well, not without being condensing.
Doesn't have that fine dining experience. She's just not up to that level yet.
Like in this pan, you can only do one order. This pan, only two.
Then, for the first time ever, Chef Ramsay left the kitchen due to a string of mistakes.
Good luck, superstars. Fucking useless.
So Russell and Nona stepped up, taking charge to keep the kitchen moving. But Trev sent up overcooked beef.
Oh, bro, it's dead. It's dead.
Look at it. It's brown.
You can't want me to shave it?
No, you can't sell that.
Russell didn't hold back and rejected the meat, remarking that Trev couldn't even cook toast properly. Well, in his characteristic style.
You should go upstairs, pack your plaid shirt, take your skinny fucking brown-toothed ass home.
After Chef Ramsay returned to the kitchen, Russell was moved to the meat station, where he was greeted by 3 more dead pieces of beef from Trev. Again, Russell didn't mince words, and his frustration with Trev was clear.
What the fuck?
Said you needed 3 flying. I got 3 flying.
But they're dead already, bro.
Despite the chaos, they managed to push through and complete the service. Then came the Fusion Cuisine Challenge. Russell selected France and India as his countries for the dish. As the third person to compete, he presented his duck à l'orange with foie gras and tangerine syrup, a dish that, unfortunately, fell short of expectations. And Chef Ramsay and the judges were quick to point out that the duck was overcooked and that the Indian influence was nearly non-existent. But Russell said,
No, my dish was the best dish served today. So he can kiss my ass. I don't give a shit about him.
taking criticism is part of the job. Growth comes from listening, adapting, and improving. Russell, however, spent more time throwing tantrums than refining his craft. And yet, he delusionally believed that.
You know, I don't bitch, I don't complain. I take it like a man.
He lost the challenge to Jillian, and the punishment was just another day in the life of Hell's Kitchen. He was tasked with packing up unneeded furniture in the dorms and prepping both kitchens for the next service. A punishment that didn't seem to faze him much, except for his grumbling about Trev's constant complaining.
He's just like a zit on your ass, and you want to pop the motherfucker, but you know it's gonna hurt and you can't reach it. That's Trevor.
However, his cocky attitude didn't go unnoticed. While he struggled to manage 2 mattresses at once, Nona called him out for refusing to accept help.
It's one thing to be confident, but when you're super overly cocky, you come off as a prick.
The tension between Russell and his teammates was building, and it was clear that while Russell may have confidence, it wasn't exactly earning him allies. When the next dinner service began, he was the first to run the pass and wasted no time in taking control.
1 salmon, 1 halibut, 1 beef, 1 Wellington. Is your Wellington rested?
My Wellington is rested.
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
His loud, authoritative presence allowed the appetizers to flow steadily, and for a moment, it looked like he was truly in his element. When sous chef Scott sent truffle salads with pecans instead of walnuts, Russell immediately spotted the mistake and sent them back. He wasn't about to let anyone mess up his time to shine.
Can I get walnuts?
Those aren't walnuts? No, those are pecans.
He also rejected Trev's scallops for being raw and ended his turn with a solid performance. Later in the service, Russell hit a snag when Nona rejected his chowder for being under-seasoned. He wasn't happy about it, and as usual, he became more focused on his frustrations with others than on the task at hand. It was clear that while Russell had moments of leadership and sharp attention to detail, his micromanaging tendencies, combined with his sharp commentary on his teammates, were starting to make him a divisive figure. His European menu featured scallops with cauliflower, goat cheese ravioli, and pan-seared filet mignon, and final dinner service proved to be a test of his leadership and patience.
Don't tell me yes, get it moving.
Russell is a douchebag.
Give me that scallop, let's...
He started off by rejecting Vinny's cold scallops, but showed some flexibility when Vinny recovered and got back on track. When Sabrina made a crucial mistake by adding unnecessary stock to the filet, Russell wasted no time reminding her that the meat was supposed to be dry rubbed, not boiled.
I can't do this anymore. This is my fucking day, and now I'm not going down.
But things didn't improve much when she sent over a raw steak, and that's when he did this.
Switch. Vinny, Sabrina, switch it. Sabrina, get on fish. Let's go. Vinny, 6 beef on order all day.
Yep, he swapped stations between Vinny and Sabrina, which Chef Ramsay considered a clever decision. The swap worked, as Vinny sent a much improved filet to the pass, avoiding further problems. As the service continued, Russell tried to maintain control and keep things moving quickly.
Russell's whole goal was to push everything out really fast. He's expecting miracles.
Make sure it's seared and ready to go.
He decided to fire 2 tables at once to maintain his lead over Nona, but the plan backfired when one of the dishes came back raw. Chef Ramsay reminded him to focus on 1 ticket at a time.
Table 11, he said it's too rare.
Russell, you cannot do that.
Hey, I need you to flash this meat, and I need all new garnish.
Later, when he pushed Rob to make ravioli but got frustrated over a lack of tomato water, Russell's temper flared. He scolded Rob for not giving him a heads up earlier, then snapped at Jillian to help Rob out.
Just sitting here. Come on, Rob.
Telling him I'm gonna snap. I'm in no mood for this shit at all.
Hey, dude, I'm trying to here, cook since he can't do it. Come on, no.
Tensions escalated when Rob snapped back, nearly leading to a physical confrontation.
To slap the shit out of you, bitch.
Step back. Working
Step
on
back.
it.
Hey.
Don't touch me. Don't.
Hey.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Oh no. Hey, just get the shit working.
Yeah, definitely not something Chef Ramsay certainly did not want to see. His volatile temperament had caused friction with teammates, and he lost. And how did he react to it? Listen to this.
I chose the team that I wanted, and I thought they would help me win, and in fact, they helped me lose. So
And here comes the bomb.
you will never get a job in any city I work. I'm gonna definitely blackball you guys, because you guys fucked me so royally tonight.
Russell might have been one of the most talented chefs that season, no question about it. His skills were top-notch, and in any other scenario, his culinary knowledge alone could have propelled him to the top. But he missed the bigger picture.
And you're about to slice on that. Disgusting!
Sorry, chef.
Oh, fuck off.
Instead of running the kitchen like a head chef, he ran it like a dictator.
It's gonna be no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm gonna shove my foot up somebody's ass tonight.
Yeah, the I'm not here to make friends attitude? Well, it doesn't really fly when you're supposed to be building a cohesive brigade. His attitude was his downfall, plain and simple. He alienated his teammates, and in a brigade, that can make or break you. Being a 10 on 10 in cooking means very little if you're a 0 on 10 in teamwork. A talented chef without the ability to inspire or collaborate is just a chef who won't get far. But seems like he regrets being the asshole.
There's definitely some things I would have done differently as far as my leadership or my maturity level that I look back on.
What do you think? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. And if you thought this video was crazy, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications. And hey, if you're a fan of reality shows that have unexpected twists, then you better check out this video right here. Trust me, it's wild.